Of Brahminism are comical, they reek of ignorance. These adinams are run by communities that come under BC and OBC categories. They are not Brahminical by nature. They have a rich history of Tamil literature that worships Lord Shiva. It's an insult to these holy adinams and to the diversity of Hinduism to make such comments. So the government doing a fact check on what Swami Prasad Maurya has said about only Brahminical priests from South India have been called. Pallavi has more on this. So the government fact-checking Swami Prasad Maurya and the Samajwadi Party saying that many of these priests actually come from BC and OBC communities, not from Brahminical communities.
Absolutely, and I think it's a very, very strong rebuttal which is coming in from the government, which essentially nails the lie which, according to government sources, are telling us on the claim by Samajwadi Party that this is just a Brahminical tradition. And why just a Samajwadi Party? Many in the opposition spectrum have also been saying this as far as the Sengol is concerned. Just to do a quick recap, what the clarification which comes in is that this is adinams are essentially those communities which are run by the BC and the OBC, the backward and the other backward communities. So therefore, it's a representative of one of the most backward communities. And remember, this is the card which was also played by Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress president, for not inviting President Draupadi Murmu for the inauguration. So this is a rebuttal to that point as well. And also the fact is that adinams, the Sengol, they have a rich heritage and they are soaked in Tamil literature which actually worships Lord Shiv. Now this can also be another huge problem for the Congress party, particularly I would say, because it claims to be a Shaivite party. It also claims that Rahul Gandhi himself is a Janeyudhari Brahmin. And finally, that is an insult to these holy adinams and the diversity of Hinduism to make these kind of comments. So this is exactly what government sources are pointing out. So a point-by-point rebuttal, and this is where the problem really begins, I would say, very quickly for the opposition parties, particularly those like the TMC, Congress, SP, and down south in DMK, trying to project themselves as a party which believes in Hinduism, the true Hindutva, to use the words of Rahul Gandhi. We are moving towards 2024 Lok Sabha elections. We are also moving during a time when the Ram Mandir is going to be inaugurated in January 2024, and that's certainly bound to be an emotive factor. When you start raising a point at these opposition parties that you're not understanding and valuing the core Hindu values of our country, also that you're not appreciating the fact that adinams belong to the OBC backward communities and they are not entitled, it just goes on to show the mentality of the opposition.
All right, let me also get in a word from Maurya on that. The BJP's politics, especially over the last 9 years under Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah, has been also to untangle the tag that the BJP had of being a Brahmin Baniya party. Now government sources hitting back at the SP saying that these adinams have nothing to do with Brahminism. Many of them don't come from the Brahmin community. They come from OBC and BC communities, wanting to sort of puncture that claim that the BJP is only looking at things from a Brahminical prism or a point of view.
Yes, that's right, Zak. And look at it. I think what the BJP has done throughout in the last few days is that they have gone ahead and played on the offensive. That they have decided that with every charge that is coming against them with regards to the inauguration of the new parliament building, they would be going ahead and countering it. And now this latest view that is coming from the way of government sources with regards to the adinams. I think what has happened here is that the government has decided that they realize that any kind of narrative building which could happen, the one that started with sidelining the first Dalit woman president of India, that she should have been the one inaugurating the new parliament. The BJP went ahead and said that, that where was the Congress party when it boycotted the midnight session of the GST, when the president and the prime minister, both of them were present. At that time, it was Ramnath Govind who was the president then. Did you not insult the first Dalit president of India, the second Dalit president of India, in fact? So I think the point that has been, the government has decided is that they'll be completely unfazed with the entire politics around it. When that question was asked to Home Minister Amit Shah, when he announced Sengol and how that symbol of power will be coming to the new parliament, at that time also he said he doesn't want to talk about politics of it because that is something that they will not be getting into it, because this is about history, tradition, and about that reclaiming of the entire civilization which was lost, forgotten for 75 long years. So I think the government has made up its mind that none of these charges will be going unanswered, that this will be countered strongly, and that is the reason why the strong rebuttal of fact-checking that has been put out by the government sources.
All right, Maurya, Pallavi, thank you very much. We also